Welcome to the Not Old Better Show on radio and podcast. The show covering all things health, wellness, culture, and more. The show for all of us who aren't old, we're better. Each week, we'll interview superstars, experts, and ordinary people doing extraordinary things, all related to this wonderful experience of getting better, not just older. Now, here's your host, the award-winning Paul Vogelzang.
It's not that way, you see.
Thank you and welcome to the Not Old Better Show on radio and podcast. I'm Paul Vogelzang. Got to tell you, today's conversation is a special one to me, truly. Motown has been part of the soundtrack of my life, so many lives in our Not Old Better Show audience, but the Motown records were beautifully made. They just, every single note hit as far as I was concerned, but they never felt manufactured. They carried joy, urgency, heartbreak, possibility. They made all of us move. They still do. A few of the voices that carried sound with energy, of course. I remember the early Jackson 5, the great Smokey Robinson music, the Supremes, and our guest today, Martha Reeves. With the Vandellas, Martha Reeves gave us Heatwave, Jimmy Mac, Nowhere to Run, and one of the great American records of any era, Dancing in the Street. That song began as an invitation to dance. Then the country heard more in it. Celebration, freedom, defiance, a changing America. Martha Reeves recently celebrated her 85th birthday. Come on, everybody. Let's celebrate right along with her. Martha Reeves is releasing Searching, her first new album in 22 years. The new single is To Know You Is to Love You. And we're listening to a little bit of To Know You Is to Love You right here. Our guest today is, of course, Martha Reeves. The song To Know You Is to Love You has been reimagined by Eric Kupper, a producer, musician, arranger, and remixer, whose credits include recordings by Whitney Houston, Diana Ross, Aretha Franklin, Cher, Alicia Keys, and Michael Jackson. We're going to listen to parts of the remix. We're even going to talk to producer and manager Chris Rowe today. We're going to talk about all of Martha's work directly with Martha, including singing at 85, and what experience adds to a voice, what Motown and house music share, and how you update a recording without polishing away its humanity. Plus, let me tell you something. One more thing real quick. And you might say, Paul, you're burying the lead, but this is a absolute career highlight. Martha Reeves sings to me. You got to hear this. Check it out. We begin with the legendary Martha Reeves. Martha Reeves, welcome to the Not Old Better Show here on radio and podcast. It's great to have you today.
Thank you.
Martha Reeves, I'm going to start with you. I have to be very, very honest. I'm going to just jump right in and start with you. This is so personal. I suppose I'm maybe even a little bit scatterbrained, maybe a little bit nervous to talk to you, because Motown has been a soundtrack of all of our lives for so long, but mine in particular. I love the music, and your records, certainly Searching and everything that you guys have shared with me, they do what they did the first time I heard them. So those few opening notes, congratulations on your work. You're back, Martha Reeves.
Thank you so much.
Yes. And so I wonder if you talk to us a little bit about the subject of age. Our audience is older. I'm 69. And I wonder if...
You're a baby. Don't mention
I'm a
age. Let's
baby.
go
I'm a
ahead.
baby. And do you have a birthday coming up? Yeah, I think you have a.
This happened
It's
already,
happened
July
already.
18th. We're
Okay.
talking about
Well,
it, yeah.
happy birthday to
And
you.
my house looked like a flower garden. I got so many flowers, and it's so wonderful to have had a birthday party given by my son, Eric, and his wife, Lynette. It was so nice. All my friends were there, and we had so many gifts, but I have a living room now that looks like a flower shop. I
Congrats.
said last birthday that I wanted my flowers while I yet lived, and so my son made it a point to give me so many flowers. It's just fabulous.
Well,
It's just wonderful.
sons need to do that kind of stuff. My own mom, personalize this for just a moment. My own mom turns 96 on
Oh,
August
really?
28th, and she lives in Seattle. I'm gonna go out and visit her, and I promise you I'll get her lots of flowers. So son's got to do that work.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
It'll mean a whole lot. Thank you, love. That's wonderful to know.
absolutely. So I wonder what you hear in your voice, because I know age, the subject of age is a big one for all of us, but it gives age and life a certain resonance. And, that young woman that sang Heat Wave and all of those great songs, what do you hear differently today in that voice of Martha Reeves singing on Searching and To Love You? What is it that you've heard in terms of age? Is it added?
No, I'm thinking no one's ever asked me what I hear when I'm performing. What comes from my heart is what you hear. And mom told me in my very first days of singing, maybe at the age of 3, not to sing something unless I mean it or feel it. And somehow, working with Delphio Marcellus down in New Orleans in their studio, in the Ellis Marcellus studios, has been another awakening for me. It's like I'm getting educated all over again. It's like my first release that I've been involved with. It's the first time that I've been able to be in the studio as the tracks are being recorded and given a chance to actually do some writing on the tracks. So I'm having a whole new experience. And you never get old in this business. There's always something new happening. And I'm learning a whole lot by working with the Marcellus family and in their studios down in New Orleans and with Chris Rowe, whose idea this was. And I'm just loving all of these guys, wonderful young men. I'm having a good time.
Well, you deserve it. Absolutely. And again, happy birthday to you. I wonder if getting older changed the meaning of certain lyrics for you. Are you singing some words kind of differently because you're interpreting them a little bit differently as a result of kind of who you've become now?
Well, using mom's her advice was to never sing something unless I mean it. Each one of the songs that were chosen, I had a meaning for them, a reason for singing them. I did Ain't Misbehaving for a whole 6 months, and singing Billie Holiday and Duke Ellington on this album with Marcellus. He's letting me research and remember some wonderful things that I've learned from different female vocalists that have gone on before us, like Della Reese, Ella Fitzgerald, and Nancy Wilson, and Lena Horne. I mean, I got some wonderful teachers, and a lot of it shows in my production. I was able to do free things that I've always wanted to do and was allowed to do.
That's great. Well, congrats again. The music is wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing it with me. We're going to make sure that our audience knows exactly where to find you, Martha, and where to find this fantastic music. And of course, the title of this new album, Searching. And you've talked a little bit about his first album in 22 years, you mentioned. And you've said that the title really represents this idea of hope for the future. And I love that. And so at age 85 now, what is it that you're still searching for?
I'm no longer searching. I'm saying that in the record. I'm
Mhm.
searching for a long, long time for that someone to satisfy my mind. Now that you found me, no more searching. And that's over the years. I've learned to do that. And I'm loving
What a
it.
What a treat to hear from Martha Reeves live right here. That is fantastic. I just love it.
My life has been such an incredible journey. There's not a day that goes by that I don't feel blessed and loved by so many. I'm so happy that music is the universal language. It brings us closer together. It can make us happy and it can make us sad. I can't imagine a life without music. I want to thank all of you who have participated in my life.
That is Martha Reeves, everybody, at 85. She is not trying to reproduce the young woman who recorded Heatwave. She's letting us hear the woman that she's become. That matters. Popular music often treats youth as the source of urgency, romance, and reinvention. Martha Reeves challenges that assumption simply by stepping to the microphone. Her voice now carries something no studio effect can manufacture. This is not about auto tuning, this is about time. Her new album, Searching, is her first in 22 years. Its first single, To Know You Is to Love You, has also been given a second musical setting by Eric Kupper with the help from Chris Rowe. We're going to be talking more to Chris Rowe and to Martha Reeves today. You're going to just enjoy the rest of this interview at its best. The music from Martha Reeves is just a vocal combined with contemporary dance settings that is going to bring in new listeners, probably. In addition to our Not Old, Better Show audience, Martha just sounds smoother and much, much deeper. So, if you enjoyed the rhythm of all of this music, you're just going to have to stay tuned. As I say, there's more coming from Martha Reeves and Chris Rowe. So, Chris, I want to ask you a question too. When Martha Reeves comes into the studio, what's the first thing you think of vocally? I mean, do you make changes? No, I can't imagine you're going to do that. This is an unmistakable voice in American music. So, what are some of those early decisions that you're making on the production side, as well as as a manager, and kind of really thinking it through about how best to bring Martha in?
Well, I think how best to bring any artist into the picture is to think about collaboration. Because if you bring an artist in, especially an artist who's been around for a long time, that has a beautiful resume of work, and is a legend, the last thing you do is come in and say, "This is the way it's going to go." That's how a lot of film directors are, right? And you always hear these clashes that break out between the artist and the director. I hate conflict, and it's not necessary. There's a lot to learn from Martha. She's been in this business a long time. She's broken down barriers. She's set records. She's done all of these things. Who am I to sit back and say that I know everything? And I think we can learn from each other. Delphio Marcellus, who is the lead producer, he's a master arranger. He's a master musician, and so in the very early days, the concept of the album was to do a jazz album. That's what we were gonna do. And the idea was Motown meets the Big Easy. We was gonna take the R&B soul of Motown, mix it with the jazz of New Orleans. Once we got Martha in the studio and we had some songs on the table and we started playing with them, it became very quick to see that organically it was going in a slightly different direction. It really wasn't jazz. It was jazz, R&B, blues, gospel. And when you listen carefully, you hear all of that infused. And for me, you don't stop it. You just let it kind of go. And so for Martha, there was really nothing that I prepared for. There was nothing that Delphio prepared for. We presented songs that we thought would be good, um, and she blew it out of the ballpark, and it was a wonderful experience.
Because you and Delphio mastered, getting the best musicians. You got all masters. Everybody in
Well,
there did the best they could, but they were all masters at their craft, had mastered their instruments, and were ready to put their love into this project. And I felt it, and you can hear it. We've got a masterpiece, and I'm very proud. And thank you, Chris, and thank you everybody
Yeah. Well,
on that album.
the beautiful thing about it, Paul, was, um, like Martha just said, these musicians are the best in New Orleans. Uh, they
In the
toured
world.
they've toured with Alan Toussaint and BB King and Fats Domino and all these legends, and they are the most sought after session musicians. If you're a musician coming to New Orleans or singer, that's who you go for. So it was really a family feeling. It was a family environment. These guys all knew one another, and
Bunch of love in
a
there.
lot of love,
Bunch
and
of
it was
love.
it was just
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, well, yeah, and Martha, you said it. You can hear it. You can hear it in the music. Chris, you too. I mean, it just is such a powerful voice that I tell you, I missed for a while. I think we all have missed that voice. And I remember as a boy, I heard, "Dancing in the Street," which was just such an amazing song for a kid like me to think about an invitation to dance. And it had other meetings too, it turned into, a lot of different things given kind of the time and changing America. And so I wonder if you talk a little bit about when a song becomes a little bit bigger than even the singer as it starts to develop. But I'm sure you're hoping for that with this new album too. But there are some great pieces of music on this new album, but you've certainly scored some huge hits. And I wonder if you talk a little bit about some of that.
Blessed and highly favored is all I can say. The best musicians in the world, but when I got to the studio in New Orleans, I saw how wonderful it had been put together, and it was dedicated to the father, Ellis Marcellus. It had everything that you want in a studio, all of the modern technology and all of the sound systems, the playbacks, the earphones, everything was in a unique order, and it was a thrill to be there. It's like being at Disneyland. It's wonderful to be there.
Martha, you have talked in the past about kind of this education that you really got while at Motown. That you started kind of in the kind of the front desk area. You really grew. You became familiar with the business first, and I wondered, is that helpful still to this day? Is that some advice you'd give to younger musicians today to kind of get started doing anything you can, but just learn the
Oh,
business?
I know my story is unique because very seldom do they let an
Yeah.
artist go into the A&R department and become a secretary on site. To say to them as they walk in the door, "Answer this phone, I'll be right back," and be gone 2 or 3 hours. And while they were gone, I took care of business. People were coming in saying, "Where's our money? What do we record next? What time is the session?" All that. I had to gather all of that information as quickly as I possibly can and keep the office running. Mickey said he wasn't gone 3 hours, but I'll disagree with him right now. It's been 30 years ago, but I'll disagree with him. He was gone long enough for me to take over the office and start giving orders and find that I had a little authority because I was in there. I was inside the A&R department. I wasn't outside or in the reception area. I mean, I had my way, and it proved to be profitable for me. I worked with every producer at Motown. Every songwriter, I've had a song of his recorded, and it was released in an anthology album, 3-disc album. Not long ago, so I'm alive and happy and glad to have been a part of the Motown sound.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a great sound. It's a great history. And there's been so much technology that has changed and that's come to bear on music, certainly presently. And so for both of you, for you, Martha, of course, and for you, Chris, what what is it about the technology that's improving the business today? And what is it about the technology that's kind of taken us a step back, perhaps?
Chris, do you want to answer that? You're the producer.
Well, I think unfortunately in technology today, as with technology in general, it really does take away the magic of a real band. You can't beat having real instruments. That was the magic of being in the studio when to sit back and watch these masters of each of those instruments sit down, talk amongst each other for 10 minutes, and then walk into the studio. And within an hour, we had a recorded song that was perfect. Um, that's something that you don't even get necessarily that quickly with a synthesizer or electronic instruments. So I think you can never beat having the real thing. That being said, if you know how to create and use both at the same time, they can help each other. As an example, we did a dance remix of "To Know You Is to Love You," and I hired the legendary music producer uh, Eric Cupper to do that. Eric has been involved with 123 number one dance hits. Uh, Dance music is very heavily electronic. Um, but what Eric did that was so perfect was he did not compromise the vocals, which often happens when you start going in and cutting up and remixing music. He kept the integrity of the song. The instruments are there, the vocals are there. And I think that you have to find a happy balance if you're going to take technology and make it work. You take a look at a musician like Stevie Wonder, where from the early 1970s, he's been able to basically make the synthesizer a voice. It's like a person. Very few people can really work the synthesizer like he is able to do. Um, but even Stevie, if you see him in concert, he has that full band behind him that is killer. They've been with him for decades. Nathan Watts, his bass player, has been with him since the 70s. Nothing will ever replace, I think, a real band. Martha, what do you think?
But I love the fact that we had real musicians and we didn't have to worry about their noisy toys.
And so the remix,
Exactly.
are you categorizing that as, is that considered house music? You'll have to excuse I'm not even quite
Well,
sure.
kinda.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, one of the things that I wanted, I thought it was really
I'm free house music, thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
well.
Tell us,
And
I mean, what does house music and Motown
Nothing.
share in common? Maybe give us that
Nothing.
kind of background. Nothing.
No, nothing.
one of the things I wanted was to have uh I wanted to find a young audience with this. And I know that dance, house, club music is a really big thing in Europe, especially. It is in America, but it's definitely a thing in Europe. And so I wanted to find something that, again, we kept to the integrity of what we recorded, but something that you could really get out and dance to. And I'm happy to say that the response has been fabulous, and our promotional radio pluggers have said that they think it's going to chart within the next week to 2 weeks. So that's very exciting. It's exciting that a 20-year-old is going to be introduced to Martha for the first time, and I hope they go back and I hope they look at the extensive catalog of work that she's done. And I'm not talking about just the Motown days, but I'm talking about all those other great solo albums that she did. She's not new at doing dance music. She's done it before. She has a whole great disco album that she did in 1980. But I hope that they get a chance to rediscover. That is the brilliance of technology today, is that through something like this, they are able to go back and within a few clicks discover an artist that they didn't know for the first time. And that is what I find inspiring, is that young people are going to discover Martha and be inspired by her.
Martha, when maybe someone young is listening, to know you is to love you, to hear that, what do you hope happens? Do you want them to dance? Do you want them to remember someone? Do you want us to call someone, or just feel a little bit more alive? What is it that you hope for?
Holy Spirit is in there. And Stevie
Yeah.
wanted to put it there by writing it and producing it. He and Sarita had a wonderful time recording that love. And I had a chance to express it. So I know it's a message, it's a spiritual message that everyone should take in consideration. To know God is to love him. And that's the point that I'm trying to make. And I'm glad that I had a chance to record Stevie Wonder's song.
Yeah, that's a wonderful part of this. Absolutely. Your music carries so many wonderful memories for generations, and I wonder, when you sing some of those songs today, Heat Wave, and that wonderful catalog of yours, all of it, what is the memory that just jumps out at you? What's the biggest memory that you have from some of that time?
I'm making a living.
Yeah.
COVID kind of put a lot of people out of the business and stopped a whole lot of stuff. And it's coming back, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Yeah, and we're getting together for live music too.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think that's what music can give us today. It just gives us that closeness. I think that's one of the things that just always jumps out at me. So after 22 years, now recording this new work of art, this new wonderful work of music, what is it that you're going to do next?
Make a movie.
Yeah? Okay.
That's
Tell us
next. We got two books. We got one that's been published. We got one that'll be published soon. And we're going to make a movie. Chris makes movies. He's got over 40 acts, and he makes movies. So that's what I'm hoping for, that we could make a movie of my book.
Yeah, what I'm hoping to do is we're working on a documentary right now, and the
There you go.
documentary is kind of on pause just for the moment because we're in the middle of all of this promotion. But as soon as this dies off, then we'll go right back into it. And then we have some other things on the table. So I've got like the next 5 years in front of me.
Hallelujah.
Well, for both of you, I'll just say selfishly, as that documentary starts to make progress, please come back, talk. I'd love to talk more about that with you guys. And I know our audience is interested. So I have just a kind of another kind of almost a final question for you, Martha. And I know you've done so many interviews. And again, I'm so grateful for your time. But when you think about music like Dancing in the Street and your place in music history, after all of these interviews that people have conducted, what is it that people misunderstand perhaps about you and your
You
music?
don't know. I'm glad to be here. I'm one of 11 children, and we came from Alabama to Detroit and got famous. Uh, and thank God for it, and want to continue. There's some other heights that I want to reach personally in my heart. But so far, I have been truly blessed in this business. And I think if someone hasn't heard about Martha Reeves and the Vandellas yet, we'll tell them all about it when they hear Searching.
That's great. That's really wonderful. So in years from now, what is it that you hope that people will say about Martha Reeves and her music? Give us a little bit of a future look.
I don't want to even
Yeah,
go there.
yeah.
You know why? Because I was talking with God like about a month ago, and He told me stop asking stupid questions. Like I asked Him, I said, "Well, how much, how much more do I have to do? I've done everything you've told me to do. I've been on television. I know Dick Clark. Why can't I have some kind of idea of how long I gotta do this?" And he said, "Stop asking stupid questions. Just do His will. He has blessed me, and I'm highly favored, and I'm having a good time realizing that I can settle down now. I can relax and just know that God is watching and He's blessing me in a mighty way, especially with Chris Rowe. He's an angel from heaven, and I appreciate everything He's done. He's made it come alive again, and I'm glad to be present."
Okay, final
Well,
question for both of you. Yeah, Chris,
well,
go.
I just want to say, I think no matter how good of a product you have, there are no guarantees, right? You can have a fantastic movie and it comes out and goes nowhere. You can have a fantastic record and somehow it goes nowhere. We
Missed.
we don't know the direction that the album is going to go, but one thing that we do know, which I think is so important, is that it's quality. It's very good. We're very proud of it. Lots of movies do well, but they're not exactly good movies. Lots of music comes out and makes millions of dollars, but it's not exactly good music. But long after we're gone, those things remain. And I think it's great to look back and see that and say, wow, that was a good project. That was
And hard work pays off.
absolutely,
That's what
absolutely.
I'm hoping to see. We worked really hard on this, and you've been wonderful, Chris. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you. I mean, look,
I mean,
you're the queen of it all, and made it all come together. But I think for us, and I can speak for Martha, I think, and Delphio, is really it's about quality. Everything that we did with this was about quality and making sure that the quality was there, not jeopardizing the quality. We didn't want to have this overly produced record, but we didn't want to have it underproduced. We didn't want to have missing layers. So that's why when you get the best musicians, you're going to get the best outcome, because those other people, they think of things, and through their expertise and experience and working with the greatest legends on the planet, they know how to come up with something on the spot. And that was the magic of it, was so much with this album. It was moments like that where all of a sudden we're trying to figure it out. We get together, we talk for 15, 20 minutes, and in 1 hour, they've got it, and we walked in, recorded it, and it was done. You don't get that unless you have top-notch people.
Well,
problem solved.
Yes, absolutely. And congrats, absolutely, Chris. I just heard it loud and clear in Martha's voice, but Martha, congratulations to you. Still creating at 85. So many in our audience are just going to hear this interview with you, and they're going to understand the satisfaction that's come from you're returning, you're creating again at your age. You're doing something new later in life, and I certainly appreciate your time. Chris, so nice to meet you. Martha, what a pleasure again to talk with you. Good luck on this music, Martha, and please do come back, because we'd love to hear more from you musically and more about your life too.
Thank you, Paul.
Praise the Lord.
Thanks, guys. What a pleasure.
Thank you.
My thanks to Martha Reeves and Chris Rowe. Martha's new album, Searching, is available now. We are listening to, this has just been a great interview, something so exciting for me. There's just something worth holding on to from these conversations. You know, we often speak about longevity here on the program in terms of how long we can remain active. But there is another question. How long can we remain curious? And we picked up a little bit on that today from Martha Reeves. We talked a little bit about how long can we continue making something new. Martha talked about that for sure today. How long can we keep searching? That is the key to Martha's new album, Searching. Martha Reeves is 85. She's not asking us to remember only who she was. She's asking us to listen to who she is. For those of us in our 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond, that may be a great lesson. There's a larger lesson here. Experience does not have to be hidden to make room for something new. Experience may be the most interesting part of what we bring. And yes, there is another lesson too. When the opening notes arrives, get out of your chair. Absolutely. I'm Paul Vogel saying, this is the Not Old Better Show. Find this episode, our complete interview archive, and much more at notold-better.com. Thanks for listening. Please share this conversation with somebody who loves Motown soul music, a great dance record, and somebody who loves Martha Reeves, just like me. So let's talk about better. The Not Old Better Show on radio and podcast. Thanks, everybody. We will see you next time.